Dorothy Collins. I must have been about 12, and I have a really vivid memory of standing just in the morning before school and having like all of the spot creams, all of the stuff that was supposed to make my skin better that I'd put on my face the night before, being like, why? No, that's it, I'm just not going in, I can't face it today. Having a proper strop to my mum and her just turning around and sort of being like, you really have to deal with this. Yeah, I've tried everything, I think. All the creams, all these diets, not eating chocolate, which was difficult, like homemade face masks that you can make, cinnamon, honey and lemon or something. Every single kind of spot cream or product that there is, you get these little pads in little tubs that are like soaked in chemicals, and you chuck it on your face and it feels like you're burning a layer of skin off, and it just went horribly wrong and did nothing. So I've never figured out what the right course of action is. I just used to cover it all with makeup. I think my sister kind of introduced me to concealer, and it was this big sort of wow moment when I remember sort of being like, yes, this little miracle stick. I think it would be really good if I didn't have to worry about it at all. I think I'd probably be a lot more confident. I'd feel like I'd certainly save a lot of time. I'd save a lot of money as well. And I would start to wear makeup for when I want to. Instead, I feel sort of obliged to, especially as I work in customer service a lot of the time, like my face on the front desk. My skin's sort of quite blotchy, and yeah, I could probably scarred is the best way. And that's from years of having just bad skin and just attacking it with chemicals and trying desperately to get it all to go away. And it's left my skin quite damaged, yeah. Fresh-faced is what I get in a lot of auditions as well, and by that they mean good skin. You try and tell yourself that it'll be fine, but at the end of the day, when you do walk into the room, if your confidence is affected, it will affect the way that you come across. And if you know that your skin's not good and you've got a camera right up in your face, you start to stress out because you think they're gonna look at it and think, oh my God. I mean, my skin is actually probably the best it's been in a long time right now. This is me with like the best skin that it can probably be. I've just had such a busy past few months. There's no regular pattern, it kind of changes every week, and pretty much whenever I can try and grab some sleep, I do. So on the coach to and from London, I've trained myself very well to fall asleep on coaches. And then again in staff room, in between, sometimes if my shifts are so close to each other, I'll try and have like a 30-minute power nap or something. But when I do that, it means that I won't sleep so well at night. And then if it's really late at night, then I'm going to find it really hard to get up for the next day. I just feel a lot more groggy, and it takes me up until kind of lunchtime before I sort of kick back into it again. And I feel like that's almost like the hours when I should be asleep. I just can't concentrate on anything. Yeah, I should probably be doing some more sleeping. I didn't know that. That's interesting. That probably makes sense, because definitely when you feel like you can't focus or concentrate on anything, it's just kind of hanging over you all day. And the only real way you can get around that is by sleeping. Definitely, I think that when I don't sleep as much, I do get more stressed out because I just feel like I can't control anything. And then when I'm more stressed for longer periods of time, that's when my skin starts to get really bad. Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's brilliant. Someone's literally telling me, please sleep more and see if your skin gets better. That's perfect. Challenge accepted. Let's do it. Good morning. Hello. I've just woken up from an 8-hour sleep, so this is day one. And I'm really tired. Last night I got back from London and the train was delayed by an hour, and I just slept on the train on the way back, and that meant that when it came to my 8-hour sleep, it was slightly restless. It's still the best sleep that I've had in a long time, but I do feel really groggy and sort of, well, I've got a headache as well. As far as skin-wise, I really don't think much has changed yet, but I live in hope. No improvements on the skin yet. I'm sad to report. I had a really good sleep last night, which was great. Stuff on my chin has cleared up a little bit. I don't know whether I expect it all to clear up miraculously overnight. Last night I went out for drinks. We didn't stay out too late actually, and I slept in this morning, so I've still managed to have my 8 hours. My skin on this side has actually got a lot better, but yet I do have some new new additions to my face. I guess that's lesson learned about alcohol and how that affects your skin. All day yesterday I felt really good. I felt a lot more energized and a lot more focused on what I was doing, and so it was a really good day yesterday actually, and I think that's probably down to the sleep, because I just felt like I was ready for the day and I felt a lot more positive. And I must say I am absolutely loving having 8 hours sleep every night. I've just woken up, so I think I probably got actually about 9 hours sleep. I feel absolutely great. Head hits the pillow, conked out kind of sleep. I don't know whether this is just wishful thinking, but I think it's actually starting to clear up a little bit. Generally speaking, I think this is probably the best that my skin has been. I feel better health-wise for having this much sleep. You know, I don't feel so groggy anymore. I know that feeling a lot more alert and attentive and focused and able to concentrate for longer, I know that's to do with sleep. And I feel good about myself. I have just got out of the shower, as you can see by my hair. There aren't really any actual spots, I mean it's just scars. Same with on the chin. What I've noticed more than an improvement to my skin is actually just an improvement to my general well-being. It's just in my general confidence. That's kind of from my skin being better, but it's also from waking up every morning and just feeling well rested. This experiment has kind of shown me that I do need more sleep, because otherwise I'm just kind of miserable and tired and everything is effort. You know, I've got one more day and we'll see if my skin clears up even more, if we can get rid of these blemishes. Fingers crossed. In comparison to the first day of shooting, I do feel a lot better rested. I feel good. As the week progressed, my skin did start to clear up. If I wouldn't have had that regular 8 hours sleep, I think my skin would have been a lot worse, just because I would be stressed going to sleep. You can tell when someone looks tired, and you can tell when someone's not had enough sleep because of things like dark circles under their eyes and just generally having quite dull skin. And I definitely noticed it has got better as the weeks went on. So it was really interesting to look back, and I could see the differences in myself over the course of the week, which was definitely a change in my overall happiness and sort of just mental health in general. I don't really know how best to describe it, but it's kind of not anxious about the day ahead, or not sort of, oh no, I've got to go to work and I've got to do this and I've got to do that. You know, 5 o'clock came and I didn't feel like I really needed to go home and sleep, which is what I have felt in the past. I've definitely been better in my job, and I think that's probably because I was just a little bit more focused on what I was doing. I could sustain that level of concentration and focus for a lot longer than I could have done before, so it's made a big difference on my kind of daily life. I've seen subtle improvements in my skin, but overall I've seen much bigger improvements in everything in my daily life. And I have tried all of these products before, and they've not really had the same kind of effect to just my general confidence as having good sleep has. It's probably a lot more beneficial if I do what I've done this week, which is just make a simple change to my lifestyle, which is sleeping more. And that's actually quite an easy change to make. It's not like I've got to go on some mad diet and cut out sort of foods or something. All it takes is that tiny little bit of mindfulness about my sleeping pattern to feel so much better about myself. And you know, at the end of the day, I think probably the most important thing in my makeup bag is my bed.